real clear that it's not on her 10-year radar.
They've indicated they're willing to listen, they're willing to, keep tabs on what's going on, but there are no commitments to build it or to program it yet. Any of these pieces.
Traffic levels are going to be the big.
Within 10 years, we're going to hit 40,000 on Main Street. Now, if you backed up red light from Walmart to Smith.
That'll be on the radar.
Mark, does the map have more down south?
No, this is pretty much it.
The Southwood Road from the sewer farm
Okay.
down,
So
pretty much apples to oranges.
the road, how wide is the road that goes on down to 189 there?
This one, I'm guessing, Mike, is that probably 60 feet?
It might be 66.
60, 66 feet.
But you got houses along it now,
No, this
no,
goes
it's
through
not
the sewer
main.
farm.
Oh, the sewer farm, okay, it's all sewer farm.
So you're gonna have to mitigate,
Sewer farm.
if you take width out of the sewer farm, you're gonna have to mitigate it somewhere else.
So what is west of that, what I'm looking at here, if we just try to get the west bypass to work, and instead of turning and trying to come through this very, very expensive stop signs, all kinds of issues, if we just go straight to 189, or even if we have to go westward to make it through right of ways, and just concentrate and try to get that to happen. We take 50 to 60% of your traffic, and you just make those other roads, whatever we want to do as a city, make them city roads and handle local traffic, maybe help people around some of the congestion that they have. But I just wonder if we ought to talk about city county consensus to quit worrying about that piece that's going to be so expensive, and concentrate on coming on down to 189. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's feasible, you get it done, you tell UDOT, we've got the right of way now. There was even discussion of telling them we've got a 84 to 102 8-foot right of way, take it or leave it, here it is, and they see what they do. But to try to concentrate, I mean, you could do a study of and interview some truckers, like Colleen was maybe kind of hinting at, and that wouldn't hurt, I guess. But the other meetings I've been in, we're still here, and they're not going to come around, especially if we have a bunch of lines.
Now, my understanding, when I talked with UDOT after, and people were there at the meeting I attended at Heber about the subdivision stretch up there, was that southern portion, southeastern portion, or likely not from the sewer farm, is likely not something that UDOT would be interested in. And if UDOT's not interested in it, then who's building it? Well, if the city's building it, I'm not sure why we're having it as a bypass, because right now it's a low-speed road. This design's not going to be conducive to high speed. It's just, it is what it is, and I get that.
Yeah, there's value to having the connection. It just may not be a high-speed highway.
I guess that's what I'm saying, but if it's a connection, UDOT isn't going to have an interest in it.
That's kind of what they indicated so far.
The other concern I have is that I think the other thing that we need to agree to is if we are to acquire right-of-way, it has to be something UDOT will agree to. If UDOT isn't going to agree to 84 feet or whatever it is, we really don't have any purpose in acquiring more right-of-way, because neither the city nor the county can afford to build one. That's just not something that's affordable for us as a community. When it's affordable, UDOT steps up and builds it. So I think we've got some issues to resolve before we ever push it further, because if we can't get past the 84 feet in a couple of these places, really, even 100 feet, I mean, we have to have a buyout from UDOT, whatever it is. I don't care if the road's 84 or 100 or 110, but UDOT sure cares, and we need a commitment from them if we are to continue purchasing these properties, because we're taking tax dollars on these corridor preservation fees and buying properties, and if we can't use them, we're probably not serving the public the way we should for the monies.
In April, we meet with UDOT in the first week of April. And then we meet all week together.
Yeah, that may not be the best forum to have this discussion, because they come prepared to talk about the county as a whole. It may be good for us to set up something with UDOT and discuss specifically this and say, look, we need some help on this to determine our position. The other thing they told us, when they will commit to build the road, they won't commit until we own all the property. So until we own all of that property, they're not even on the radar.
Well, that's why I think we need to maybe
That's where we should
go to
focus on.
189 and quit worrying about it and try to,
And that may be the wisest choice, but even then, it's not good. If they won't work with us on these narrow spots and make them work, then we're still fighting a losing fight.
well, the narrow spot along the subdivision is, I mean, it could cost money, but we can get it that wide if we condemn it's in the county. But there's that piece, and in the 2 or 3 meetings we had with those owners, if they're gonna be condemned, they'd like to know sooner than later. They don't wanna just have it hanging forever either, so. But I think we can widen that piece. I don't know where else. Is there anywhere we can't? If we had
I don't know.
if we had $1 billion, I think we could get it to be 109 feet or 8 feet.
There were 3 positions listed up there that are 80 or 84.
Touch on
right
them,
now.
Bart. The one,
You got the blue one up there, this is the Davis subdivision.
and what you gotta do there is buy 15 feet or something off of a
Yeah.
expensive real estate,
I
because it's
don't-
developed.
I don't think it's black and white as far as the width. I mean, it's kind of which goes first with UDOT. They can, at least in my view, sometimes they're a little reactionary. They wait until there's a problem and then they just have to throw money at it to fix it. So they've got too many other priorities around the state to spend their money that are a lot worse than this. But eventually, what's going to happen to Main Street is just what you said. They aren't going to have any options. And so they're going to be looking at the only option there is, which is this, whatever the width is. And anything we can do to facilitate that, it may not be the perfect width right now in a couple spots, here. I guess it's mainly
The blue and the green, those two right there.
and they aren't, you know, I think there's ways that we can work with that, but we need to provide them the best option. That's really the only option, unless you go clear out somewhere further, when they get to the point where Main Street's a parking lot. And this is it. And we've done a lot of good work, yes. You know, we had a few narrow spots here, but they're not unsolvable. And when they look at this, and they do their environmental studies and say, what are our options, this is going to come out on top. And we need to do what we can to make that happen by preserving the corridor. And eventually, I think it'll happen. I mean, what other choice do they have? They can't let Main Street just stop and become a parking lot. And this will take off 25% of that traffic. And there's just no other options.
And UDOT's been supportive and appreciative of the fact the county and the city has acquired a good portion of that route.
Yes.
And we just need to keep working on it.
They can't commit to us and say, yeah, we're going to put you in our program, and you know, even if it's the long-range program.
So what's available west of the sewer farm?
Down here.
Well, if we have to buy land to take it away from there, we just will buy the land for the road and go a little further west. In other words, at 1,200, we need to come down to 189, the cheapest route we can find. But shouldn't we be looking at that that piece of the puzzle rather than fussing anymore about this other bypass piece that isn't ever gonna really happen.
Well,
I know we want the connection, but that becomes a city issue, not a county city issue.
I mean, we need all the help we can get, and this has a purpose, but I would just say it's a lot lower priority than this one. So I wouldn't totally let this one go and say, no, let's just forget this thing, because this has a purpose. I mean, this benefits the whole county as well as the whole region, because there's no way to take pressure off the hub unless we at least get this piece built first to bypass some of the vernal Provo traffic. And that's one of the things we tried to sell the small urban committee on, is you don't have any options. I mean, they improved it a little bit a few years ago, but well, this is gridlock. You guys have seen this when, you know, we get holidays and weekends and people are just backed up. You've got to take some pressure off this some way. This will help with that. This could help some. So, but this is a little more difficult and probably not as high a priority as first focusing, like you're saying.
So if there's $1 million in the corridor preservation 3 years from now, the point is, do we spend it over there or down here? And it seems like down here is the priority.
Okay. Now let me clarify a couple things. One is corridor preservation funds.
Isn't just bypass, but
Well, right, but it's, there's corridor preservation funds. I was talking about small urban funds, which is a different,
I know, and we've got $1 million, I understand.
that's
So-
only can be used for this right here.
So the city will go ahead and do what we can. We're with the county, let's talk about the bypass.
Okay. So on this west bypass, yes, we would really need to continue to have that corridor preservation fee and those funds. Right now, that was pretty much drained. We'd like to get this property up here.
How much is committed to that, Mike? It's already committed.
About 1.3 million, but depending on what happens, some of that property could be traded for more corridor. We don't know where the layout of the road is for the corridor, so we can't necessarily just say we're gonna keep 110 feet and sell everything else.
That's what we know the
Because we
exact
don't know how
route.
that lines up. We've run into that down 650 South, where the properties are misaligned by 16 feet or 12.
So do we need to get either in conjunction with, I understand that there's money we spend, they'll reimburse when they take this over.
Well,
Can we get to an engineer to know where?
that's not necessarily true, because the way the code is currently written, if we have an agreement in place, they potentially can reimburse for properties after the agreement's in place. The current law doesn't allow for them to reimburse for properties that were purchased before the agreement was put in place. I've talked to Mountainlands about that. Sean seems to think maybe they could go to the legislature to see if the legislature would be willing to change that. But for all the properties we've purchased already, they're not eligible.
Oh, so,
But we're in the hole about 1.3 on the top part. We have about 250,000 in the fund right now. We're getting in the range of 250 to 300 a year. So we're about 4 years off from even paying off the upper property. We have an additional property we've applied for down on Midway Lane we haven't been reimbursed for.
This one?
On the diagonal, there's 2 parcels there. The one we have been reimbursed for, the southern piece of it, the northern piece we haven't been reimbursed.
we, the county,
We, the county. So there's another several $100,000 depending, and that one we can't determine because we don't know how the alignment of an overpass or a crossing or whatever it is. We've got the whole parcel reserved, but until we get the design, we can't sell off any pieces of that parcel.
So you've got about 4 years before you have any corridor preservation
At
funds.
least.
And the city has a couple pieces of.
And the city has some pieces that they'd like to get reimbursed on as well. And so we could be 6 years out before there's additional funds for new purchases. So that's,
the stalemate with UDOT seems to be the engineering. Maybe that meeting we need to set up with them is to ask them to come engineer what they want and we'll keep buying.
citizens eventually come in and road.
They won't engineer it because it's on the stick. But
Yeah.
Tell us what?
on the stick, which is the long range, it's not even on that list.
And I think if they build it, they're not gonna build it with an overpass at the beginning. They'll put a light in or something, but they're gonna build it bare minimum and then upgrade it as it needs to.
It has to meet certain traffic criteria before they'll consider certain volumes before they'll do it.
But they will tell us the footprint. Up on River Road, they did give us the footprint for the overpass, so we did get the properties acquired for a potential overpass for River Road and Highway 40, even though it's a stoplight now.
We kind of have that in this study that Kendall referred to. We have the footprint for an overpass at these key locations.
So we can do some
Yeah.
work on that in acquiring what we need for those areas. But I agree with what Spencer says. The likelihood of it being an overpass out of the chutes, because then those are just way too expensive. $20 to $40 million off, depending on the span.
But you did mention one positive development, was kind of one of the more positive things that I've heard. The last few years, UDOT said, no, we're not committed, we can't commit to anything here. They are working on an agreement that Mike brought up, that if this ever did happen, we could get reimbursed for subsequent properties that
If
bought.
we get the agreement in place.
And they're working on that now,
I saw a draft of it last week.
which that's positive that they're even doing that,
Matt
so.
Parker's working on it.
So,
The main options is, when we meet UDOT, put this in front of them, give them an update where we're at, so they have to make it aware we're still trying to push.
We kind of have to do all we can do,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Well, should we get our state legislators, we've got a new one that needs to prove himself. Get them a little involved,
You should be up to speed on this. You really should be. You should be working with Van Tassel. They should be strategizing with us on these issues.
he's supportive. He came about 6 years ago. He said this would be built in 2 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
So,
But we did work with him to get some mitigation funds on 40, wide and 40 up on the summit, and some other things. So he is working to try and.
he's one that's familiar and probably would be very supportive, so, yeah. Yes.
I've heard in the past some real concerns about acquiring the sewer farm privately. So now, who owns that sewer farm property? Isn't it federal?
Yeah.
Okay, so we think the federal government's going to let us buy that land. They have so much trouble getting other road acquisitions from them, and it has to be passed through Congress, right?
Well, Mark and Mike might know more. I don't know that much work's been done on that. What do you guys know?
You probably have to mitigate it, don't you, Mike?
Yes, that's what you have to do. When you use federal funds to purchase properties, there's usually a way out of it, but it might be difficult. And they want a mitigation for what they use their money for. So if they were EPA funds, there would have to be an EPA mitigation.
It was like an 80-20 match or something.
Yeah. We've used it for recreation properties. The old fairgrounds was purchased with federal monies. And to utilize those funds, we would have to either replace the land with a like land or do something like that, which can be done. But it's not necessarily really easy, but it can be done. So,
We can trade a little piece for what they got in Bearsview.
That was a
East bypass. I was in a meeting a month ago, Wood County and Duchesne County, Carbon County. They came to see our board, got the funding.
Oh, just a second.
They
Mr. Bell's got the floor, please be quiet, listen to him.
got some funding to put a pipeline, or putting a pipeline from Helper, from what Mighton to Helper. To take off, and I asked a question, and that means they take off 600 trips a day from Heber with that pipeline. That would be equivalent to 300 trucks. Right now, they said we probably have 300 trucks going through daily, and that's 600 trips because they come back in. In the height of the oil, when they were doing well, there was 1,200 trucks, 600 trucks making 1,200 trips.
That was Heber or Helper?
Heber.
Because I went to a Casoro open house they had, and that's what they said too, is if they build a pipeline, it would take about 600
Yeah.
trucks on.
And they're pushing it really hard because they can ship that oil on the train to Louisiana or Oklahoma and get more money per barrel than they can out of Salt Lake. So they're really pushing that.
Well, plus it needs to go to market so it can handle the high wax oil, which it
Yes,
is. So
yes.
Salt Lake isn't the best location for it.
No, they take a 15% penalty on every barrel that goes to Salt Lake.
No, and I don't know what the vernal oil factor does to this situation. I mean, it could influence how this goes or how fast it goes. That's where your legislators could come in and maybe have some influence.
Would it be well that we form a committee of 3 or 4, 2 or 2 or whatever, to approach a meeting with UDOT and our state legislators at least, and have a meeting in the near future? Because it seems like UDOT, what they'll do is a bottleneck, and what the legislature might could do could be helpful. We just want to assign our managers or whatever, but it seems like a group to do something more about this needs to start happening.
Kind of already had that, don't we, with the RPO committee?
That's not really legislative, but
No, you'd have to include other people into it.
that it includes everybody else. We've got UDOT involved, and all of the local entities that are affected. So,
Could the RPO maybe put more emphasis on trying to get a more firm position from UDOT on this issue?
well, a lot of you've been to the meetings, and
The UDOT guy was kind of non-committal last time, but maybe we can reach out and ask him to come also. On that.
their response lately is we just have too many other needs. They won't put it on their slip or anything, but they're happy to participate in our meeting. But it's up to the powers to be here for what you want to do. Right now, I can tell you what's driving it is each of us, the county and the city, from what I've seen, it's driven by growth. The development occurs, we work with that development to get what we can, minimal or no cost, and because nobody has any money to do really anything else. So that's probably the way it's going to go unless there's other efforts made.
If you want to do that, form the committee, I'd be happy to be on there. I know a lot of the guys on UDOT. The West Bypass, I think, like you say, is real critical. In 10 years, if it were built, it would go from 40, we'd drop it down to 30,000 trips a day on Main Street. So we get back to where we are today. Let's say if the truck traffic doesn't increase, and hopefully that pipeline goes in. I don't really see spending much money on that East Bypass. I just don't see it being very feasible there for truckers to go there, especially if there's 4 or 5 stoplights in that section. So I'm with Ron, we focus on that West Bypass, form a committee, talk about it, and put together a plan rather than just sit back for 10 years. After that, maybe too late, like the east side is too late.
With my mayor's blessing, I sit on that committee.
I know my next.
Try to bend the legislature.
But if you want to form a different one, it doesn't.
If you want to do so, I think you would take like Bart and what Boone County has, their planning department to work together. But I still think that meeting in April is an opportunity to at least bring it up to them and keep talking to them about it. See if they want to meet a special time afterwards, specifically on it. Let's go maybe back to your council and see what you want to do for the representatives and put a little committee together. Look at the agenda and talk to you about it. So if you have any questions or any more additionally like to add to what this section is? Now we'll move to the next item.